And I'm gonna be honest, I'm as sick of saying I failed as you are of hearing it. I think this year has been a lot of reflection and a lot of failure, to be honest, and it's super unfortunate that that is the year that I started vlogging, so I had to publicize that embarrassment with you all. But I want the rest of this year to be really introspective and to think about how we can grow. Basically, we're kind of at a crossroads right now. We're doing our best. We're gonna keep going. Hello. How's your morning going? I'm looking very Zoella. Hey. I don't really know what to say that hasn't already been said before, and I have no idea how to start this. If you're new here, my name is Sophie and I own a small business called Rymermade. I sell greetings cards and stickers and colouring books and washi tape, and I recently launched a collab planner with my best friend called Self-Employed Bestie. And I just had the launch for that this past weekend, along with some fun things like date cover stickers and reading challenge stickers and journal decorative frames stickers for your journal. And this is not the best time for you to find my shop. So Rymermade is all about your daily dose of joy. So if you're new here, I encourage you to go and watch my past videos. Not always super joyful. Head over to my social media, my website. You'll get a better idea of the positive side of my business over there. I can't guarantee that the things I'm about to say are going to be very positive, because that's just not the headspace that I'm in right now. I also don't want this to be, I don't know what I want it to be. I'm just sharing my honest experience, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm as sick of saying I failed as you are of hearing it. I'm as sick of saying that I don't get why people don't like my stuff as you are of hearing it. Because the feedback that I get consistently is, I don't know why people aren't buying things, I love it so much. But so start from the start. Today's Monday. On Friday I launched a product, and I've done multiple product launches this year. Someone commented last week saying, I can't believe you do one every single week. I don't, I do them quarterly. It maybe feels like I'm just constantly out there every single week, but you know, I'm just trying to get myself seen. But I do quarterly releases. However, this was in addition to the quarterly release, because I actually did my autumn release back at the end of September, but the planner release was to coincide with Tilly's planner launch, which is always around the last week of October every year, because she does planners for the following year. As well as undated ones and basically any kind of planner that you could possibly want, because her planners are called functional flexi planners because they're functional and they're flexible to all of your needs. Go check out her website. Her planners are the very best. Because her planners are the very best, and because she's my best friend in the whole world, and because we accidentally stumbled on an idea that I genuinely believe could change people's lives, we decided to do a collab together. I guess that was our first mistake. Again, if you haven't seen my videos, I'll just give you a little bit of backstory in that obviously I've done 3 big releases this year before this. The first one in March, my spring release, was the Daily Dose of Joy colouring book, and I would say that was probably a moderate success. I think, I can't remember how many orders it was, but I remember I had like a little stack of envelopes and I was like, oh my god, people actually like this. So following the success of that one, sorry my son keeps texting me, following the moderate success, and when I say moderate I mean like I know a lot of successful people, I guess, and people around me like dwarfed my success. But for me, my personal success and targets, I was really pleased in March, and I have not had a single good day in this business since that launch day on the 7th of March. So that's what, 8 months of failure after failure, one thing after another. So my next big launch after that was in the summer, and I did some more colouring books, of which I've sold 0 ever, and I think I did some more stickers and stuff. Yeah, basically I'm not going to go through every launch and release that I've had, because there have been, although I do quarterly launches, I suppose I have had a couple of extra releases. I did one for my, I just new stuff for my shop anniversary in August. The one in September, I'm not gonna lie, I genuinely was, I did have expectations for that one. I'm increasingly so proud of my own work. I think the quality of what I'm drawing and creating is just everything I want it to be. And I had high expectations in September. I really believed that I was gonna get some sales and that people were gonna love the calendars that I produced, especially the Year of Joy. I really thought that would sell. The calendar is something that I worked on for years. I've been telling people for years I'm bringing out this calendar, and it has had several iterations, but I finally made it just so me. It was so my brand identity, and it was me, and it was everything I wanted it to be, and I think maybe the price has put some people off, I don't know. I use a print on demand service, and I genuinely am charging the minimum that I can. I've seen other shop owners who have a much bigger following than me, who are really popular and likable. Like, people love these shop owners, and they are selling the same products that I am from the exact same supplier, £10–15 more than I'm charging per item. So yes, I think the price probably is a factor, because they might not necessarily have bought from me before. I'm not the popular girl, I'm not the cool girl, I'm not the brand that it's cool to shop from. So you're gonna save your money and shop with the brand that everyone is shopping with, and you know, I get all that. And for the record, nobody owes me their sales, and nobody owes me an explanation as to why they're not buying. It's fine, it is what it is. My whole point that I'm getting to here is that I feel I'm producing such a high quality of work. I feel I'm consistent. I feel I have really honed in on my brand, come up with a really cohesive brand, and everything I do really drills into that brand and represents me perfectly. The work I'm doing is not the problem. Something is the problem. Part of it might be the marketing. I do genuinely believe that the most successful shops that you see out there had the money in the first place to afford the best equipment and to afford the most paid advertisements, and the most stock, so that they can get it at the cheapest cost. That is just a fact. That's not a slight on anyone. My point is that I just can't afford to do that. I can't afford to pump loads of money into advertising so that people will then buy from me and then learn to love my stuff and then want to buy from me again. So all I have is little old me and my social media and things that are free. I have tried running paid ads before, but I can only put a couple of pounds a time into them, so they don't really go anywhere, because I think you have to really pump the money in for it to be as big of an impact. Yeah, so I think that is maybe part of the problem. The voice in my head will always tell me that I'm just the problem, and there's, other than spending money I don't have on a therapist, there's not really a lot that I can do about that right now. I'm always going to believe when people are bringing out products similar to mine after me and they get celebrated when it's not me, I'm always gonna believe that it's, yeah. I'm so uncomfortable talking about this. My leg is jiggling like crazy. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm somebody who notices things, and those are where I think I'm letting myself down. Can I do anything about those things? Can I afford to pump more into my shop? I'm spending a lot on stock, so maybe I stop spending on stock and I spend that money on advertising what I do already have. Pro, I might get customers because I'm spending more on advertising what I already have. Con, I might get no customers because the people who want to buy from me already own the stuff and I have nothing new to give them. My phone just keeps going off and I feel really overwhelmed and like pressure. Just pressure. Demand, that is the word. I feel like there's just a lot of demand right now. Alternatively, do I admit defeat? Do I say goodbye to a brand that I have spent 8 years learning to get to know and to love, and I have grown her into everything she is today? Do I stop embarrassing myself and say it didn't work, I failed? Let's move on to the next thing. What is the next thing? If I couldn't make this work, can I make anything else work? I can't imagine my life where I didn't have a next thing in it if I didn't have this. Like, I could not just cease to have this outlet in my life. So, I don't know. I just don't feel that giving up is an option to me. And I think a lot of people would have. I'm in the privileged position in one sense that this shop is not my income. This shop is a passion project, and I say in one sense because I imagine how successful I would be if I was able to give myself any income from this shop. In fact, it costs me money regularly. It's never, I'm never making a profit ever. So yeah, I feel like everything I've just said to you are things I've said before, and I have reached no conclusion, and I've made no decisions, and I feel absolutely no better. I've spent Friday evening crying at my desk, and then I cried on and off through the weekend about it, and it's Monday morning and I've cried, and I just can't do it anymore. So I'm not going to do that anymore. Here's some good news. I've officially started working on my new office. And it's so ironic, the timing, because essentially I'm really excited to recreate and design and put together this office for this business that is failing really, really badly right now. But maybe, you know, the new space will just make me feel better about my failure. I sold my sofa bed at the weekend. If you've ever seen my office, you know that. You just have to watch other videos where I've talked about it. But that took up a lot of room. I've ordered new desks. Work very kindly ordered me a new chair because my existing chair, office chair that I work from home full-time for a company, and my existing office chair had a broken wheel. I tried to fix it myself, not successful. So they've ordered me a new chair, so that's coming, and it like suits my needs better and stuff, because obviously like a bog standard office chair will have a lower weight limit and stuff. This one I've made sure is like perfect for me. So yeah, I'm starting the process. Today I was going to paint, but I feel really depressed. In fact, so I hid in my bathroom and cried for a little bit, and then I got out and pulled myself together a little bit, and then it was time to let my dog out and feed her and stuff. And as I was walking downstairs, I started to get upset again and was like, because my living room is upstairs and our bedrooms are downstairs, upside down house. whole thing. As I was walking downstairs to feed her and stuff, I thought, I'm just gonna go to bed and have a cry. And then the front door opened and my husband walked in and he was like, I thought you could use a cuddle. So he came home in his lunch break to surprise me. He's just gone again now. I don't know if I should try and be productive or if I should try and still curl up and have a cry. I need to have some lunch and I've got 2 hours until I'm going out to the shop just to get some bits. My son is having like the first of 2 Halloween sleepovers tonight. One is with his best friend, and then on Friday after trick-or-treating he's got 2 boys coming over for another sleepover. I tell you, this half term has been sleepover central. I think there's been 4 sleepovers at our house this half term. It's a whole thing. Anyway, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I tell you what I am gonna do is any progress I make with the office I will show you. I think maybe I'll have some lunch and then maybe we could take down some shelves together and organise some stuff. I won't be painting anything because I've found out the rollers and stuff are up in the loft, and even if I had managed to get up there, which I wouldn't because I don't trust the ladder, apparently the system is not systeming up there right now, so he was like, it'll be easier if I just find it for you. Anyway, I've spoken for a really long time. I genuinely try and not bring depressing stuff to these videos, and you might be shocked at that, but honestly I do. I don't enjoy being vulnerable. I don't enjoy admitting that I am a failure at this shop, and I certainly don't want anyone to think that I'm trying to pressure into sales, because that's not what it is. It's just that I'm on this journey, and I keep telling myself maybe in 10 years I'll look back and be like, this was all part of the journey to whatever success looks like then. Yeah. So many thoughts are going through my head and I just can't pull at any of those threads because they just become so big and they just completely unravel. So I'm just gonna go get some food and I'm gonna stop talking. Why are these the longest freaking screws in the world, by the way? Okay, so it's the next day. I did finish clearing that shelf off and I went and cleared, doesn't look like it, but I did clear under there. I've given a lot of stuff away to Rachel, who I know watches my videos, so hello Rachel. And I've got a pile down here of like cardstock and sticker paper that I don't use anymore. So I will probably see if anyone local just wants to get that. So this morning I had loads to do, and instead of doing it I got an idea in my head as you do, and I really wanted to do a t-shirt for Good Old Days by Hayley Williams. If you don't know, I've been a Paramore fan for 20 years. I've probably said that before. Anyway, it's echoey in here. I don't know if you can hear it for you. The acoustics are probably really good actually on this video all of a sudden. Yeah, it's echoey. So I woke up at 2 in the morning the other day and was scrolling, and literally it was like I opened Instagram and it said 7 seconds ago Hayley had posted, and she had like unarchived, she deleted loads of stuff on Instagram and she had unarchived all the stuff from 2017 that from when they were doing their After Laughter tour. And then I noticed there was a new song, so I was sat in bed trying to just wake my husband, listening to it really quietly. Anyway, I've been obsessed with it ever since. Good Old Days, Parachute and Love Me Different have been on repeat pretty much constantly, and every so often I throw in True Believer, Martazapine. Yeah, those are my favourites. And then every so often I'll just play the full album, but yeah, they're my top 5. Anyway, I wanted to do a t-shirt for good old days. Because of the double meaning behind You Can Call Me Miss Paramore. At first I didn't get the double meaning until I saw it written down, and I just thought she was saying Miss Paramore, and I was like, that would make an awesome t-shirt. And then I realised the double meaning and I liked it even better. So obviously she went out wearing the Hard Times sunglasses. So my vision was to have the sunglasses at the top and then words underneath. I actually ended up drawing her hand as well, which took me way longer than I actually thought that it would. But so this is the typical Paramore version, and these come on black t-shirts, by the way. And then let me just change the text. That is the one that says Paramore, like Secret Love. So I got those straight up on the website immediately. I also this morning drew this that I'm going to post on Halloween, and I'm going to get people to share it to stories that's like, this is what I'm leaving behind, RIP self-doubt, or competition with others, or you know, whatever. You can share it and add whatever you want, but I thought this was a cute little tombstone for Halloween. So that's what I've been doing this morning in between my list that I was stressed about. I'm kind of running out of time. Not a Paramore reference, although it is a Paramore reference. And I need to go and make dinner because it's a long one today. So I probably won't get a chance to do much more shop stuff. I've not really made a lot of progress. I couldn't work out how to take those shelves down, so I'm going to get my husband to do it at the weekend. Things are just moving slowly, but as long as they're moving, it's fine. And I've got work in 2 hours, so I really do need to crack on. So I'll pick up with you tomorrow. Guys, I feel like my content is just me coming on here to complain that I haven't filmed any content. It's Friday. I'm out of time. That's it now. I am tired, and I'm going for a lunch date with my husband soon, so I don't have a lot of time. So I'm gonna wrap up now. I'm gonna sneeze. I've made absolutely no office progress, but my chair's arrived, so that's something. We've realised one of the tables I got is the same one that we got my son a few years ago, and it was really flimsy, so that's why it was so cheap. So as soon as that arrives, I'm sending it back, and then I'll be getting another one. So that's gonna delay things a little bit. My paint arrived yesterday, it's in the living room, but I just still haven't done anything else. I need my husband to help me take these shelves down because I am just a girl. Just a girl. I need to go to town anyway because I picked up my last library book. I finished this ages ago, and I picked it up and was like, hang on a minute, when's that due back? And 22nd of October, and today is Halloween, BT dubs. So that's a bit late. So I've also had a book sitting there for collection for ages, so I need to do that. And yeah, I might take my laptop and just spend the afternoon at the library. I'm not 100% sure yet, but maybe. I'll bring my iPad with me. I've got a bit of designing to do. The perpetual list is perpetual, but I also have to design. Someone's ordered some custom thank you labels from me, so I need to do the custom design for that. Next week on the vlog, I actually have my first Christmas craft fair of the year, and that has snuck up on me. That is wild to me. I'm now realising I don't remember where I put that box of colouring books. I hope it's with the other box of colouring books. Priorities for next week are making new price labels. I think I'm gonna do them showing, like for example, the old colouring books are reduced from £12 or £10. They're gonna be reduced down to £5, and I think I want to actually put on there like down from so need to do that. And then just getting things. I need my husband again, I'm just a girl. I need my husband to help me get things out of the loft. I do have my new like standing grid display things that I will try and display tote bags, t-shirts and calendars on. Can't remember if I said, but I've made the decision about calendars to only order the flip ones. I'm not going to try and sell the massive whole year calendars at that event because I just don't think they'll sell. I'm hoping, because it's a local event, that I can sell some Orkney Magic colouring books finally, especially because they'll be so cheap. So I'll keep you posted on that. Might even take you to the the event, but I say that all the time and I don't, so we'll see. This one is super local to me, so it's not going to be like a big trek across the island, so there's less pressure. If I forget something, it's 5 minutes, not even, it's about 1.5 minutes from my house. So yeah. Also, I've been loving using my new date covers, so I just want to show you. Like, I've set up next week already, so this is Halloween week, and I think apart from the little stickers down here and the full boxes and that washi, so apart from the washi, full boxes and small stickers, everything, oh, and these, basically none of it's mine, okay? Most of this is mine. So date covers, the side thingy is me, brain dump sticker is me, the October is me, although they're not actually for sale. That was a custom for someone that misprinted, and the black kind of went green and I liked it, so I kept it for myself. But anyway, I just thought it was funny to go, this is October 31st and this is November 1st. Like, we're straight into winter. I didn't go full Christmas. There is a little bit of Christmas here. It says, there's a bit of foil and it says most wonderful time of the year, but I went with the rainy day side bits. I'm off all weekend next weekend, so I've only planned myself Monday to Friday, and then this whole page is going to be brain dump, because I do have a lot that I'm going to need to dump from my brain next week. I was thinking, let me show you what I'm thinking. So my sheets of date covers are obviously Monday to Sunday, but I was thinking about doing a variation that instead of Saturday, Sunday, have like brain dump and this week, for example. Just because otherwise I'm gonna have a whole sheet of leftover Saturday, Sundays, because I pretty much never use them. So yeah, let me know if you would have any interest in that. The other thing I want to do next week is I want to set up this little lady. This is my 2026 bullet journal. She is a completely, it's dotted but completely undated dot grid. Why can't I speak? She is a completely undated dot grid notepad from Tilly Journals. So I want to start plotting out setting this up. I have basically a note on my phone, if I show you. I have a note on my phone that basically plots out. Have a note on my phone that plots out exactly what's going to be in this. But now I need to actually sit and, you know, I'm going to pencil in what's going to be on each page. So I'm excited about that. I wanted to sort of do that somewhat on camera so that you can be part of the process too. I'm also thinking next year my plan is to go up to 2 videos a week. So essentially I started on January, well, the first week of January this year was when I started doing studio vlogs, and I started with nothing. My goal for 2025 was 100 subscribers, and I reached that goal in September, I want to say, and I'm now about 120, so I'm really happy with that. My goal for 2026 is to reach 500 subscribers, and that is a big jump from 1 to 5. So I basically need to be putting out a lot more content than I actually am, so that more people are seeing it. And I want to do things like filling in my a year in pixels. I did a post about that the other day, and someone commented saying they'd like to see it. And those are a lot of the shorts I watch myself. Sorry, I keep stopping to sneeze. My hay fever has honestly been the worst it's been in October this year, which is really strange. But I am waking up like 4 or 5 o'clock on the dot with an itchy nose, and I take my antihistamines about 7:30, 8 o'clock, and like it's 10:30 now and I'm still struggling. Like, they haven't fully set in yet, so anyway, yes, so I'm going to be doing more shorts of things like a year in pixels, but I also want to do things like, for example, at the start of the year sometime, I want to go back over 2025's year in pixels and like talk about trends and talk about like actual numbers of things. For example, at the moment I feel like I'm always sick, but actually when I look at my health thing, like the majority of that is green. I'm not always sick. It just feels like that when you are sick at the time or have recently been. That is one of my ideas. And I also found my 2024 year in pixels, so if anyone would like me to compare the 2 years, let me know. I do have like a whole plan of videos that I want to do, some of which I've kind of already changed my mind since writing this list out, because I wrote it out a few months ago. But yeah, basically what I'm saying is I'm gonna start doing a second video every week from 2026, and I hope you are happy with that. What's my point? I think this year has been a lot of reflection and a lot of failure, to be honest, and it's super unfortunate that that is the year that I started vlogging, so I had to publicize that embarrassment with you all. But I want the rest of this year to be really introspective and to think about how we can grow. Yeah, it's not necessarily always about growth in terms of sales. It's about growth of community, and I really want that to happen as well. I was just in a meeting with someone that I do freelance with, and he was saying about how people look at your social media to be entertained, not to buy things. So I want to make more entertaining content, because that's, you know, what people are going to want to engage with. He's totally right. So yeah, basically we're kind of at a crossroads right now. We're doing our best. We're going to keep going. Looking forward massively to my office getting done. I'm just struggling with motivation for it a little bit. I think because everything's in chaos, it's kind of like made my motivation go a bit. But we will get there. I don't know when we'll get there, but we will get there. It's a journey and you're on it with me, so thank you for being on it with me. If you've made it to this point in the video, please leave me a moon emoji, because I was just looking up at my calendar on the wall and there is a moon on that. A crescent moon specifically, please. Does anyone else have a favourite kind of moon? Not the actual moon in the sky, I don't care about that, I don't believe in all that nonsense, but like the actual aesthetic of the moon. Just to clarify, I do believe there is a moon in the sky. The nonsense I was talking about was like celestial astrology, moons in retrograde, what, you know what I mean. I do believe there is a moon. I feel I'm rambling, so perhaps I should stop, and I will pick up with you guys next week. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will talk to you later. Bye!